Hey kids, do you love winter so much? Well, now you can, because we actually ended up in a winter wonderland once again. But this time around though, for the second time in a Mario Party game history. At least ever since the first time around in Mario Party 3, as in Chilly Waters. So hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Jewel here once again, and I am back for some more of yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Mario Party 6 for the Nintendo GameCube. So remember last weekend is the fact that we actually did manage to win through probably is my favorite board in Mario Party 6, not what appears to be fair square, and I basically dominated through everything on that board, especially noticeable with the amount of stars you'll be purchasing. So as a result, I actually really enjoyed that board. And today, for the majority of this weekend, both today and tomorrow, we're going to be hit on to the forms of the fourth board known as Snowflake Lake. Now, the entire purpose of this board, the main gimmick this time around though, as you can see, we actually got ourselves these chain jump houses. And basically, as you can tell, in order able to actually use these chain jumps, well, specifically if you try to get the stars, well, if you couldn't tell already, it's the fact that everyone else got 5 stars each. And to get stars from each other, you have to steal one of them from your opponents. So in this case, for example, if Luigi's right in front of the forms of the chain jump house, well actually I'll get to more now in a second, because we have a whole bunch of happening events, like 2 of them from the top and the bottom, as you can see. Now if it's daytime though, basically you're able to do some ice skating around on this ice rig, and basically you can able to collect coins along the way. And also there's another one over there, which take a notice from Chilly Waters from Mario Party 3, that if you manage to land on the happening space, you're actually going to be able to, well, interact with the huge snowball that is rolling straight towards you. However, unlike the forms of how it does it in Mario Party 3, they do have an action time where basically you have to time your jump correctly until you're able to actually just to jump over the snowball, or in this case you weren't able to run away from it for certain strategies. Whilst in here though, you're forced to able to actually get caught into the giant snowball, and what happens is that if you get caught by the giant snowball, basically it'll take you straight back down to the forms of the beginning portion of the board. So yeah, that's as far as I can usually think about it. And also, this place is filled to the brim with those dual spaces here and there as well occasionally, so because of that though, hopefully we're mostly able to actually get a perfect chance that we could potentially try to able to play even more dual games in the future, which even then though, that maybe seems not much, but hey, at least we can able to actually show those off in the future. So anyway, back to Popstar again, so because of that though, but this time we are doing with this in daytime form, so because of that though, hopefully we got to do some more ground pounding and stuff like that, so hopefully that should be the case. So a few things we want to explain is the fact that obviously today's day is of course the 25th of September today, in this case in 2021. So it looks like that, I'll discuss the yesterday's topic first. That now remember what some toys else already mentioned about this before, ever since in Banjo-Tooie Let's Play, that recently yesterday about the fact that not only does Dragon Ball Z Kakarot for the Nintendo Switch has recently came out recently, but also, the My Little Pony A New Generation on Netflix is now officially up. So, let me know in the comments below for the question of the day. Have you seen the actual film yet? Because, well, I stressed this enough already, is the fact that I probably will talk more about that whenever I see the film first, and as a result, whenever I finish watching the film, then I can give you my final thoughts of it though. So because of that though, I should probably save it up until whenever we get into the next board, or if some toy sales can able to carry on doing Banjo-Tooie and Wario Land 3, because obviously that the Let's Play is still ongoing, so either way though, that could be something. Same old Sumo of Dumo again. We're so close to able to play other 2 minigames pretty much, but hopefully we'll still get around into that. So, in addition to that though, is the fact that obviously you notice is the fact that the Mario Kart Tour as an iPhone game is now becoming 2 years old recently today. Now, if you guys are probably wondering that, usually relatively speaking, that we could potentially try to able to, actually I'll get into more now in a second, because Bye-bye, Peach. The stars are mine. But anyway, because whatever I thought about the forms of how the fact that I was gonna celebrate the, you know, the Mario Kart Tour game on the iPhone, smartphones, and then as a result, I'm just like, well, since that the game has now been out for 2 years now, so how's it hold up? Well, okay, I will say though, the visuals do look absolutely gorgeous, especially noticeable if you play it on, you know, upgraded smartphones and all that stuff, like 60 frames per second and stuff like that at all times. And also is the fact that the amount of content is like pretty alright, even though despite it's limited by the forms of certain like time events and stuff like that. And also the amount of like card combinations and also the character roster is ginormous, and I think it certainly is one of the best the game's best aspects all in all. And usually it's the Mario Kart game I know. Like, usually you still race to each other, and also the soundtrack is magnificent as well, as to be expected with any other Mario Kart game. But I will still say though is the fact that unfortunately though, for 2 years onwards, that I still feel like the game can be noticeably worse. Now, back in Junior Forms of 2019, whenever first time I played a game, and I was like, the more I play it, it better it seemed to get. And that could be pretty much an arbitrary for some, because either way though, because, well, I still have major complaints about the forms of quite a few problems with Mario Kart Tour after 2 years or so of release. Mainly due to, you know, controls can be still incredibly jarring to able to use it and such. Although, despite you now able to have landscape mode this time around though, which I guess is a good thing, but I still really think that the controls can be pretty jarring at points. Especially noticeable, it's all touchscreen and stuff like that. Mind you, there's a tilting function, but I rarely used it that much. I kinda wish if I was trying to able to connect it with, let's just say a Nintendo controller, I mean, that will work. But aside from that stuff though, I'm still really hoping that will be fixed at some point or another. And also, I feel like the actual gacha moment for the actual microtransactions just still bothers me a hell of a lot more than the forms of how it does it back in the forms of 2 years ago. Especially noticeable that, I swear to Christ, I was expecting it if I was trying to get something new, but then turns out I keep on getting screwed over by these stupid common ones. Mainly with like baby drivers or the Koopalings, and also like just any common parts, which I was expecting if I want something more, like I want it now, or anything else like that. Actually, I'll get to more now in a moment, because we have a new minigame, Full Tilt. Race along the tilting, twisted path and reach the goal, first to win. So basically it's all about, you know, a lot of platforming here and there, and this time around though we actually have to deal with the forms of tilting platforms. So thankfully there's a checkpoint and a halfway point of this minigame though, although I would like to able to do a bit of a shortcut so you can able to actually do this, but dang it, I wasn't paying attention. And in fact the matter is though, I accidentally selected the you know, 40 coins along with Luigi's Star, but that's okay because hopefully I'm also able to win this no matter what though. So yeah, that's as far as I can usually think about it. And also another complaint about the forms that I had with Mario Kart Tour as far as 2 years and onwards, as far as the release, as far as I'm concerned. I swear to God, I always get screwed over by the stupid item system. Mainly due to the fact that it's all completely randomized this time around. Mainly due to the fact that they try to make it a little bit more of a referencing the actual like slot machines or something. If you try to able to get like frenzies and all that stuff though, which I don't mind the concept of it though, but execution wise to me though, it does bother me a lot more because of the forms of stupid you know, races can be pretty unfair due to the forms of, I swear, I just keep on getting a lot of coins. Like, literally every time when I was hoping to get Frenzy, although mind you, that if you're in first or something like that, you always get coins. And also occasionally you get shells or bananas, which I'm alright with, but it's just that I just want something a little bit more, well, defensively. Because obviously that if I want something like, God knows what it is, because either way though, it's just, I just keep on getting screwed by certain racing, so certain like, races and all that stuff, by, you know, just keep on getting screwed over by the stupid item system, because I keep on about it for long enough as it is, and it just really screwed me up for quite some time. And I do apologize for what's going on in the actual black screen right there, is because, again, much like the forms of how it does it on Fair Square, I swear to God, my GameCube is actually having a lot of issues again. Which I definitely need to still sort that out, especially noticeable that we've almost done with the actual entire Let's Play of Mario Party 6 so far. Well, at least hopefully we'll get this done until by the end of the year, before we move on to the last GameCube installment of the Mario Party series, which is of course Mario Party 7, but we still need to be able to sort that out eventually. Although luckily though, that unlike the other 3 games, that it sort of feels a bit scratched up every now and then, whilst compared to my copy of Mario Party 7, that it doesn't seem to have that much scratches, which hopefully will work just fine though, which I was really expecting that would be the case, but still, for the actual later years and beyond, that it seems to have the actual most obvious common problem these days, which I have no worse to able to noticing this, so... And of course we're doing Clean Team again, but this time around though, I team up with Luigi. Now if you couldn't tell already, yes, I'm going to be playing as Yoshi in this board, because, you know, Yoshi is the most, you know, everyone's fan favorite Mario character of all time, which seems like a good thing, because obviously Yoshi is awesome and everything. And also I did manage to bring back 3 players, which there are, I would say we bring back Princess Peach ever since in Towering Treetop, and also we bring back Luigi and Wario ever since in EGAT's Garage. So yeah, that should be pretty swell. And as you can see, we're now at nighttime in Snowflake Lake, and basically, oh sweet, I got another happening. And speaking of happening space, unlike the daytime version of this activity right here, rather than just doing ice skating and grab some coins, instead we're going to be doing some snowball fights. And basically, if you manage able to toss a snowball at any opponent, basically you force able to lose 3 coins each if you manage able to get hit by a snowball thrown by the actual opponent. And I believe you're able to lose coins if you don't grab them back, so it's another great way you can able to get coins with. So, and also another thing as well is the fact that in this board in particular, in the nighttime, as you can see, that the freezies do manage to able to block certain paths. So yeah, that's something we need to give a bit of a consideration for the time. Also, I really love the music in this board though. Well, to be more specifically, the daytime version of this board, because every time whenever I watch something like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, when it comes to like Winter Wrap-Up song or something like that, basically I always manage to able to put this music up. Well, usually I watch the ones with without any like music or vocals only for that particular song. And as a result, that particular music of Snowflake Lake in daytime specifically does remind me of a little bit on well, you know, the forms of you know, Winter Wrap-Up from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic song. Such a good song, though. Anyway, so the main emphasis on this board is that, as you saw, that one Luigi just managed to able to got a 21 dice roll. Yeah, in order to get stars in this board, you have to have a ride on chain jumps, and that's how you get the stars from. And here's the catch, though, is the fact that in the daytime and nighttime, they do have their different systems, depending on if it's either day or night. Now, if you come across into a chain jump house, if it's in daytime, you need to able to actually obtain like 20 coins in order to catch a ride with chain jump. And I think you only get 1 dice block in order to able to advance forward a little bit. And that way you would be able to actually just, you know, catch a ride on chain jump as you expect. And if it's nighttime on the other hand though, you do have 3 different options that you can able to actually pay for chain jump to catch a ride. But here's the catch though, is the fact that you can able to actually have multiple dice blocks if depending on how much coins you spend on. So in this case though, for example, that if I have 10 coins left, and if I meet up with chain jump in nighttime, basically I only have like 1 option, which appears to be 1 dice block to use, even though despite the fact that, well, I've only been able to not move as much though. And as far as I'm aware, if I get 20 coins or something, that allows me to able to have 2 dice blocks. And if you manage to purchase or if you try to able to pay 30 coins, that way you can get yourselves 3 dice blocks, and that way you can get yourselves a lot more movement than in forms of how it does it by the other 2 options. So, that seems alright and everything, but I will have to admit though right away, this is perhaps one of my least favorite boards in the entire game. Nothing bad or anything else like that. In fact, the environment itself is pretty cool, because once again, as I said this before, this is the second time in a Mario Party game that usually represents snowy themed board, which is pretty cool. And as I mentioned this before, I really love the music in this place, but aside from that, I'm not a big fan of the gameplay style like this, especially noticeable it's drastically different than the forms of how it does it on the other 3 boards that we've went to so far. Well, mind you, it did something new for a change, but honestly, I'm just not a big fan of this gameplay style. Even though this was actually one of the first essences that managed able to incorporate the Star Stealing trilogy. Now, I say the Star Stealing board trilogy is because there's going to be another one of those boards like this in Mario Party 7 and another one in Mario Party 8. But we'll get to those at some point in the future. And sure enough, Peach just gave me a payback. So yeah, you probably get the idea about the forms that there's going to be a lot of star stealing involved around on this board. Especially noticeable that, well, there was actually that useful item you can able to actually get. That's what it appears to be by the forms of, I would say, a snack orb. And basically, there's the actual Bowser space coming up. God knows, we might able to actually see the last Bowser minigame in this, the minigames that we have not seen yet, which, I'm sure enough, the only ones we've got left is Pit Boss, so, oh boy, we'll lose all that coins if we lose this, so, God knows. Alright, speaking of Pit Boss, here we are right now. And we actually played every single Bowser minigames pretty much, so yeah, that's top notch. Dodge Bowser's rolling spike spheres. That's it? That's the most shortest, description you're ever gonna come across. But it knows what it stands. Basically, it's how to dodge, Bowser's spiky, spheres and all that stuff. Now, we'll have to admit though right away, this is one of the hardest ones, just because, well, you have a small arena that you actually gotta walk around, and also when it gets to the point where basically now Bowser just now managed to add in more spike balls, and it's impossible though, especially noticeable if you get caught by complete accident, then, you will lose easily. So, speaking of losing, everyone else loses, including me. So yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest minigames of the Bowser minigame set. Alongside with the forms of, I would say Fruits of Doom in Mario Party 4, and Sculpture Cauldron from Mario Party 5, because that minigame is really, really luck-based. But, there's also another, hardish, minigame in the Bowser minigames department, until if we get into Mario Party 7, but, we'll get to that at some point, so it looks like everyone else has no coins at all. And speaking of such, everyone else lands on red spaces. At least Bowser space usually includes, so. And once again we are playing Throw Me a Bone, but now we're going to be playing this in nighttime. So yeah, should be a lot more of a cool coincidence right there. So anyway, I suppose that's pretty much as far as I can say in terms of not only for some today's discussions, but also just discussing about how Snowflake Lake works in the actual board. But it's alright. I mean, usually it's definitely one of the weaker snow boards in this case the snowy themed boards in the Mario Party game, because I honestly do prefer Chilly Waters a little bit more, just because of the forms of, well, at the very least, that the star spaces usually locates on the different spots after all, so because of that though, yeah, I think I'll take Chilly Waters any day over to the likes of Snowflake Lake any day, I must be honest here, because, well, usually I'm alright with this at first, but then after multiple playthroughs, I haven't really touched upon this board all that much. Mainly it's because, well, the gameplay style wasn't really too thrilled about. But don't worry, whenever we get into next weekend, which appears to be on October, and that way we can hit on to the forms of the 5th board, which, the 5th board coming up might be a bit familiar to you if you guys have ever played Mario Party 1 before, and specifically in one of those boards in that game, that's, well, I'm pretty sure I'll mention more about it until specifically next weekend. So, specifically in the 2nd of October, basically. So because of that, though, and I remember back in the day, as far as what Sonic told me in the past, that Mickey Mouse did manage able to did this game before, back in 2012. But then back in the forms of, I would say in May, in 2012, what happens is the fact that we actually got these Mario Party 6 videos already sorted out. But then every once in a while though, there's going to be a massive delay for certain uploading schedules back in the day. Because this is mainly due to the fact that with our bad camera, decided able to actually not load it up on any video files since. So because of that though, yeah, I remember back in the day when that usually bothers us a little bit. So, but you know, every once in a while in 2021 and beyond, we don't need to worry about that stupid stuff anymore. Oh, there's the battle minigame. Okay. Oh boy, let's see how much coins we get bet on. Okay, so it's only 10, because I think everyone else hasn't got that much coins due to that massive loss from Pit Boss, so I guess it's understandable. I would like to go on Insectoride, but we already seen these other 2 minigames from here in the center, so we'll play Hyper Sniper again. And hopefully I'll get some of my coins back after the massive loss from that, you know, Pit Boss. So, yeah, that's as far as I can say, honestly. About with the forms of, you know, how, you know, this board plays out to be. But, I digress. And also another thing, let me know in the comments below for another question of the day. What was I trying to say? After 2 years of the release of Mario Kart Tour, on the iPhone smartphones and all that stuff though, what do you guys think about the game after 2 years of the release? Is it still quite bad compared to the forms of the superior, other Mario Kart games, like, you know, Super Mario Kart and any other Mario Kart games for that matter? Or do you rather prefer playing, you know, the old school Mario Kart games over a bit more than the, you know, Mario Kart Tour was? Well, sure enough though, I can honestly just go back into the previous Mario Kart games all over again to able to actually just to, you know, replay them from time to time. Especially noticeable that until specifically after when we finish up with this game right here, Mario Party 6, that we'll take a break on Mario Party games from now on until, you know, 2022, like specifically the very beginning, and as a result that we could probably potentially try to able to tackle through the next Mario Kart Let's Play, which is of course Mario Kart Arcade GP2. So that should be exciting, especially noticeable that I know you guys may able to actually waiting for this for so long now, and especially noticeable that I've been looking forward to able to actually playing that game on the actual, like, the Wii emulator, which, if I've tested it out, it still runs very, very well, and, hopefully without any technical hiccups here and there. So because of that, though, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. So, oh, and another thing, too, is the fact that, oh yeah, if it's now daytime, as you saw for about a few seconds ago, that these freezies that managed able to block the path, well, they're now becoming meltable. Or, in this case, they easily melt it, because obviously with, you know, sun and ice, that the ice will melt, so, yeah, I guess that makes sense, so. Alright, Peach is gonna land on another dual space. Oh jeez, so many dual spaces we're gonna be playing around with. But I guess that's okay, because, yeah, there's an easier way you can get stars from anyone, as you saw. So because of that, though, you know, you always start off with, you know, 5 stars, as far as you already know. So, alright, another new minigame, T-5. I almost said versus for a moment there. But, anyway, ground pound at the moment, the panel beneath you flashes to warp to the next panel. Whoever reaches the goal first wins. So it's all about timing right here, because if you time it wrong enough, then you are able to actually get zapped, and then, hopefully God forbid, you try again. So that's the whole entire purpose of this minigame plays out. So, alright, so not doing so bad anyway. And also another thing is that we are pretty much at the, almost towards the actual release of Mario Party Superstars at this point. Like, I think we've already got a month and 4 days now until that game finally comes out. So even then, I'm still hyped about that, especially noticeable that, you know, we've been waiting for it for quite some time, since almost 4 months ago, until when that game is finally gets its release. So, anyway, that's as far as I can say about it. And we're blasting off to outer space while riding on the rocket. And while at it though, Peach managed to able to just, you know, flying around into outer space, which I almost assume if they were able to actually able to use spacesuits for that matter to able to save their oxygen, but I'm guessing it's like video game logic side of things, but I have no words to say. But anyway, Mario gets a 3. And let's see what Luigi has to go for. He gets a 5. Seems like a cool number. Oh, there's the first miracle space happening! So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we'll present to you the introduction to the miracle space, which means chance time. So, yeah, as I mentioned this before, it's basically chance time, but in Mario Party 6 form. So because of that though, basically act out the same thing. So, you know what it stands. So, well, it's a good thing I didn't get involved. So, in this case, Peach and Luigi are involved. So, and let's see what event is it going to be. Trading coins. Even though that might actually help for Luigi, well, except for Peach. So, I guess that's usually how it stands. Although this will be the last time we were able to see chance time, but, well, in a Mario Party game, well, it wasn't until, you know, Mario Party Superstars, they were able to actually bring that chance time back. So, completely filled to the brim with chaos and everything else like that for, you know, havoc or anything else like that for the sake of, like, if you think you're winning, but again, you're able to get screwed over by chance times most of the time. Alright, back to Blooper Scooper again. So, but this time we're doing this in daytime. So, let's see if I can win this time. At least I hope so anyway. Oh jeez, that was close. In fact, Peach has somehow managed able to got screwed from the very beginning. Oh no, the crates! Oh wait, no. Oh, stupid barrels! Aye, that's the second time I lost to this. I definitely need to get some bit of practice on it though, or if we come across into that minigame again, then I'm also able to keep on trying, so... Wow, jeez, I just realized I've got 9 stars so far in Snowflake Lake. Well, at least that, again, no handicaps turned on, so because of that though, that's the part of the actual individual stars I've got from stealing from anyone else. From dual spaces, or occasionally chain jumps, so... Speaking of chain jumps though, is the fact that the only frustrating part when it comes to oh, I'm actually getting another happening, so I might as well land there. God knows if someone might able to actually get the action star at some point by the end of the game, but we've only just barely got started with this, so... And also, as you notice, that you were able to actually see the actual fossiled thing in the ice rig, which is a pretty cool touch. Even though it always reminds me of, you know, Ice Rink Risk from the likes of Mario Party 3, but except the fact that, well, you're able to see that little giant fossil in the actual ice rig, so yeah, it seems cool. Especially noticeable that, unlike in nighttime, that the snow buries the actual, you know, the fossil displayed, you know, thing, so... Yeah, I don't mind this board, but as I said before, I'm not a big fan of the actual gameplay style of this particular board, but at the very least you can able to actually expect what this is going. Oh, speaking of the happening, there goes another happening where, you know, basically the snowball just roll onto the right, and then basically if they come towards the slope, then they'll just go all the way back to the beginning of the board. It might be pretty useful though, especially noticeable if you don't want to get smashed by a chain jump or anything else like that, which that definitely seems a bit recommendable if you're trying to do that. So anyways, still so close to play these two minigames down there, Circuit Maximus or Trapeze Artist. But at the very least we can able to play Draft Rafts again. In fact, it's been a long while since we actually played that minigame, kind of think about it. Although except the fact that we're actually going to be playing as different characters, of course. And I believe Warrior is going to be far behind right there. I'm presuming the only differences between day and night versions of this minigame is that I'm pretty sure in a daytime version that you have to, like, you know, avoid the spiny shells, as you saw. But if it's in nighttime, you have to avoid plotterboos. And I think that might be the only differences between the day and night feature for that minigame. Oh, and also another thing is that if it's in daytime, whenever you see that little waterfall in the top, the bottom left corner, as you notice, that they actually include the rainbow. Although, in a nighttime version, they don't include the rainbow because obviously it's in, like, you know, black, or in this case, nighttime. I have no words to say, because I have, you know, no idea what I was trying to say for this point today. I mean, that's as far as I can mention about the forms of specific topics for this point today. Although, mind you though, that, you know, we're pretty much at the halfway point in terms of the regular boards in Mario Party 6, and, yeah, not much else to able to compromise with such. Alright, so Warrior gets a 9 and an 8 by using the mushrooms, so that makes 17. And it's a good thing I'm actually going to be going down, as opposed to on the right, because otherwise... Oh yeah, this is what the Twister orb usually does. It's basically another trap orb, and basically what that does, if you manage to get involved with the Twister orb, basically what happens is that it actually takes you to a different spot of the actual space. And unlike in Mario Party 5 though, that it does manage to switch the stars place around, I don't think there's any items that usually utilized the actual moving star spaces, so I'm guessing that's kind of a good thing, especially unlike in, you know, in Mario Party 3, and Mario Party 4, and Mario Party 5, and Mario Party the Top 100, and even the upcoming, you know, Mario Party Superstars, that sometimes you might get screwed over by a specific player if they manage to able to use the actual moving star item or something like that. So because of that though, yeah, I figured that much. Alright, so once again we're going back into bulldozers again. So, in fact it's been a while since we actually did manage to play this minigame, kind of thing about it. But hopefully we'll try to win this again. Although if not, then sometimes it might actually get some bit of a distractions there. So yeah, that's as much as I can say about this for the most part, guys. I know it seems not much to discuss, but at the very least, I'm so looking forward to able to actually just to see, you know, My Little Pony, A New Generation on Netflix. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Especially noticeable how the fact that I'm sure enough that some of these bronies might be able to looking forward to that. Peach, get out of my way! Oh, now what you did. You're trying to screw me up. And it's bad enough that Warrior is actually getting really close, so I blame on you, Peach, for getting my way. Oh well, we'll take a loss anyway. Seriously, I think a team of one will be the better option for me, to be able to actually win these kinds of games like this. I mean, usually, sometimes though, computer AI can be easily quite dumber than the, you know what I mean. It's a good thing this is now in night time, so this means that anyone else doesn't get me. And I think I might as well get a 2, so just in case I don't want to get involved with the actual chain chomp smashing, so by using a sluggish room. So in this case, I think I should probably aim for a 2 for, you know, the dual space I can able to duel against someone. Mainly with, like, I would say Luigi, because obviously Luigi has 6 stars so far. So it's time for the duel. Kind of like, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Catchphrase or something like that from the anime. Even though I have not watched the anime of Yu-Gi-Oh! Since young age, but it knows where it stands. Alright, Boon Answer again. So we've already seen this minigame before, but this time around though we face off against with Luigi. So hopefully we'll try to round those pink boos up in our own pen. So let's go. So it's pretty easy if you get the hang of it though, still. But sometimes you do need able to like think carefully if you're able to try to herd them around. So yeah, that's how it goes. 17 points. Compared to Luigi, managed to only got 10 points. Not much, but hey, at least I did manage to win anyway. And the stars amount I've got is 10. Nicely done for me. Especially noticeable I don't need to worry about, you know, chain jumps every once in a while. Although, mind you, whenever we get into Mario Party 7 in one of those boards, or specifically when it comes to dual space in mind, unfortunately though, the actual stars and coins system when it comes to the dual space in mind is actually going to get a lot different this time. Oh, speaking of such, we have a warp pipe here. And basically it functions the same thing as how it does in Mario Party 4 and Mario Party 5, where basically you have to do it with a roulette thing, and then basically that if you time your roulette thing low enough, then you weren't able to actually go into the exact spot. And I think Wario's gonna do this because of the forms of Princess Peach right here, so yeah, that might be seems the correct obvious answer. 17. So yeah, with Mario Party, you know, 7 and Mario Party 8, although you're still able to actually just to pick an opponent, but however though, you're no longer going to be able to pick a wager for coins or stars, because it can be something related to chance time basically. So because of that though, yeah, I'm not really crazy on that though, with that specific change. But regardless of such though, that's as far as I can usually describe it, so... Alright, so let's see. Another 4-player game. So, no battle games to be seen around here so far. At least we've already played, you know, Hyper Sniper. And we have a new minigame, Memory Lane. Kind of a cool minigame, even though it might be a bit simple for the most part. So, follow the Shy Guy's route across the floor to the goal. Whoever reaches the goal first wins. So basically you have to memorize the actual path where the Shy Guy is going to lead us into. And that's all you have to do. So yeah, that's just how it goes basically for this. In fact, I can able to do this in a flawless run, as you're gonna watch me for doing this. Without even taking a pause or anything else like that, because, well, flawless victory. Even though, mind you, the other opponents did manage to able to suck up a little bit, so... yeah. Alright, so I believe we're now going to be moving on to the halfway point of this board already, so yeah.